Hello friends and welcome to PyShine. Today, we will learn how to do socket programming to control a toy car using Raspberry Pi 0W. We will use PyShine Real-Time Streamer as a first-person view, or FPV. Any client in mobile device or computer connected with Wi-Fi to the Raspberry Pi board can send controller commands to it. Alright, we require these libraries, including OpenCV, PyShine, and Flask. We will have 4 actions, such as forward, backward, left and right. Each of these actions will set the GPIO pin to high state. The car will go forward if both of the wheels turn in clockwise direction. Similarly, it will move backward if both wheels turn in the opposite direction. The car will turn left when one of the back wheels will turn clockwise and another in the anti-clockwise direction. It will turn right in the opposite case. Let's try to understand the setup. The Raspberry Pi board, along with the Pi camera, is mounted on the car. We will run a dedicated thread to stream video at a separate port address over the Wi-Fi. We will run PyShine Streamer to send the video to client by using a dedicated thread. The Flask application will run on the server at another port so that the client can send the control commands through post requests. Each post request will contain data such as forward or back and left or right through buttons. The color of each button will change whenever it is pressed on the client's page. We can send the post request when a button is pressed down. However, when the button is released, we will send another request to stop the car. The stop command will set all the 4 GPIO pins to false. We will have the index.html for the client side in the templates folder. In addition, we can make the static folder to put JavaScripts and style sheet files. The main.py file contains server-side code. It will use same IP address, but different port numbers for the video and application. Let's say the video will be served at port 9000 and the application at port 9001. Now, we will first run the application on a local PC at the socket address, and then we'll run it on the Raspberry Pi. Here is the HTML script for the PyShine video streamer. The main function will be used to stream video at the specified socket address. Here are the placeholder functions for the Raspberry Pi actions at GPIO. By default, the action is to stop the car. Here, we will get the data from request as a string. Each if else will send command to GPIO pins via this function. The video streamer will run on thread T1, and then the application will run on the incremented port number. Now, let's have a look at the index.html. The top of web page contains title and the stream video. The forward function will initiate AJAX post request with a separate action. It will check if the button is pressed or not, and accordingly send the post request to the server. The color of a button is turned to blue as long as it is in the pressed state, and it will turn to normal when the button is released. We will use on-pointer down and on-pointer up methods to support touch devices as well. Let's run the code. You can see that, as the button is pressed down, the data request is received and printed accordingly at each of the sent action. Alright, the next step is to run this application on the Raspberry Pi board. Our local machine is connected in ad hoc mode to the Raspberry Pi. For more details, please visit the link in the description. Here is the main.py file. We have added extra lines of code to handle the run_for function and the initialization of GPIO pins. We will run a loop to set all pins to false except the one which is required. The rest of the code is similar to earlier. Please note that the socket address is updated accordingly in the index.html.